Hi everyone, welcome to We Knew the Moon. My name's Tracey and I'm here today with Dee.
Hi!
Today I'm going to be talking to you about moon signs.
Yeah, so we basically decided, didn't we, that we would divide up the workload and each research alternating episodes and present it to the other one.
But before I go into what a moon sign is and what it means, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the moon itself, its meaning, and the sun's meaning. Dee, when you think about the moon, what words come to mind? Just a really quick, what words do you think
mystical.
of? Mystical?
Mm-hmm. Spiritual. Sexy.
Sexy?
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. Because
it's nighttime probably, and it is quite mystical. The moon is a feminine energy, so it rules our emotions, it rules our inner personality. In some ways, it rules our soul.
And it obviously has the same cycle length as our cycles, doesn't it? The sort of 28 days-ish.
Well, yes, exactly. So the moon goes around the Earth, which takes a month. So the moon cycle is actually a monthly cycle, whereas the Earth goes around the sun in a yearly cycle. So if you look at the moon's energy and how it transitions and its relation to the Earth, it's very close to the Earth, so its pull on us is quite dramatic. And it's also a fast little mover, the moon. It changes sign every 2 days.
Yeah.
It has 8 phases in a month.
Which is part of the reason I think why a lot of people get confused about following the moon or letting the moon into their lives more, right? Is because there's a lot going on.
There's a lot to it. And just when you think you've learned one bit, there's another bit.
Yeah.
But that's why we're here. So
yes, that's why we're here. And you can kind of tack on bits to your learning bit by bit, right? Once you've got the hang of one thing, then you can add something else.
It is, like Dee says, it's a very spiritual, we call it a planetary body. We know it's not a planet, but in terms of zodiac spirituality and the lunar phases, it's known as a planetary body. So how does that planetary body feel to you?
Can I just interrupt to say something that I learned recently?
Ooh.
I'm going to interrupt you so much.
No,
you know
go
this.
for it, Dave.
You know this about me. But I found out recently, I don't think I ever really thought that much about the size of the moon, but it's about a quarter of the size of Earth. And I don't think I realized it was that big.
It's quite small then, huh? I thought it was the same size. I always pictured it to be.
Oh, it's weird that we've both had like different perspectives.
I think because it has such a pull on us. It has such an influence.
In my mind, I was like, oh, it's like a sort of a bit bigger than an asteroid or something. I don't know, but the fact that it was like a quarter of the size, I thought, in my mind, I was like, whoa, that's quite big. But you're like the opposite.
Yeah, I mean, it's very close to us. It has an influence on us because of its distance. So keep that in mind, Dee. That's what the moon feels to you. Listeners, have a think about, maybe write down what the moon feels to you as well. When you think of it, any words that come to mind. And now take the sun. Mm-hmm. So what does the sun, when you think of the sun, 3 words, how you describe that?
Oh, well, I'm totally being influenced by the fact that we're sitting in the sun on a lovely day today. Because the first word that jumped to mind was peace. Because I love sitting in the sun. I'm not like, sun worshipper in that sense that I love getting a suntan or anything. It's just, I'm happy in the hot weather.
We all love a bit of sunshine.
Yeah, well, some people don't. And I don't understand that. But, so definitely like peace. I got diagnosed with seasonal affective disorder by my doctor, and I was just like, well, I don't think it should be called a disorder. I think that it should be, it's totally obvious that when we don't see the sun for a long time, that
affects our mood.
That it's going to affect your mood. Like, why is that a disorder? How is that not the normal, right?
Yeah.
So I forgot your question.
No, you've answered it fully.
Okay, great.
Really, in summary, the sun.
If you talk enough, you're going to answer every question.
Yeah, you answered it in full. And it's interesting you talk about seasonal affective disorder. Lack of sun can give you depression, can cause anxiety. Mm-hmm. It can really impact your mental health. We are natural as humans, that we work in the daylight and we sleep at night. And there is a reason behind that. The sun's energy is fire. Mm-hmm. Given it's a ball of fire in the sky, but the element of fire is also known for our courage, our drive, our energy, our ambition, all the things that you need to do to move forward in life, but all the things you might feel that you're lacking if you're feeling a bit down and depressed or unmotivated.
I mean, we literally need it to grow.
Yeah. You can already get a feeling that the sun's energy is very different to the moon's energy. But they work hand in hand with each other. They balance each other out. They are complete opposites. So you have your moon, feminine energy, emotions and driven. It's a sign of water. and it pulls on water, so you can get that kind of interaction and that feeling with it. But then you have the sun, which is the fire, it's the drive, it's the courage. It's also masculine energy, so it's very positive, it's very strong, and at its best it will drive you forward. Put those two together, they are like yin and yang, they are balances. We are all familiar with our zodiac sign, our sun sign, our star sign. As someone their star sign, I have yet to find someone who doesn't know. But did you know that you don't just have a star sign? You have a moon sign, you have a Mercury sign, Mars, Venus. In fact, for all of the planets, you have a sign as well. There are 12 zodiac constellations in the sky, as we know them: Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. I could go on through them all. What's your star sign, Dee?
Aries.
Aries. She's very driven, she's very motivated, she's a sign of fire. But do you have other signs and parts of your personality as well? Given the exact date, your birthday, go onto our website on the natal chart link, and we will add the link to this podcast as well. Type in your date of birth and it will give you all of your different signs for each of the planets. And then you will start to learn more about you. Because I'm sure, Dee, although your sun sign is Aries, there's bits to that which don't match, right?
No.
There's bits to that where you're like, that's not quite me all the time.
When I found out my moon sign, I felt like I got another piece to the puzzle, and I started understanding more. It was a really funny story about a friend of mine who actually said that she... it was so funny the way she said it. It was something like along the lines of, I'm a Gemini, but I never read Gemini in the horoscopes. I always read Libra because that one applies more to me. I think you were there when we had this conversation.
She was a Libra.
We were having brunch.
She was a Libra.
And didn't we check if that was her moon sign? And it was one of her other... I don't know if it was her moon sign, but it was in one of...
I think it was her ascending sign, which is the sign that
or the rising sign.
She aspires to be, or she's portraying, which makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
So that's fascinating, isn't it? That she was just like, nope, this one doesn't apply to me.
And it turns out she was right. Like, there are other aspects, because we're not just one personality overall. We have
all the time, in every situation, and with every person.
We have work where we're different, to perhaps loved ones where we're different aspects that we draw together to create this personality. And also people see us maybe in a different way to how we think we see ourselves, or how we portray a different image to how we feel inside. And this all links to your different signs. And they're exactly the same as the zodiac constellation. So there's not more there. They're always Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. They're all the same zodiac constellations, and they always mean the same thing. But these planets transition through them at different times. Some are fast moving, like the moon. It changes zodiac constellation every 2.5 days. Some are really slow movers, like Pluto, which takes a few years to change.
Because obviously that's the furthest away from the Earth.
Yeah, really slow moving. And each planet has a different meaning as well. So moon signs, when you're born, the moon is in a certain position in the zodiac which gives you that moon sign. Dee, you said you know your moon sign.
Aquarius.
So Dee is a humanitarian. Aquarians are governed by being quite social. They like to be around people. They're driven by helping people. And she's also a water sign in that as well. Given that her sun sign is fire and her moon sign is water, kind of complete opposites. Quite free-flowing, quite emotional.
I found it super interesting when I found out my moon sign, because I have 15 years working in the charity sector.
That is what you do as a job.
Right? And I think that's why I love that job so much. That's what I meant by it was the
missing link.
Yeah, exactly.
The missing link to, you're not quite Aries, there's more to you than that.
Yeah, it wasn't explained by my Aries side.
No. To sum it up then, your sun is your outer personality, it's what you portray to people, it's your personality that you give to the world. Your moon sign is your emotional personality, it's your inner bit, the bit you keep guarded, the bit that you don't show as much, the bit that maybe your close friends, partner or family will only see. Now, the sun and the moon signs are your most significant ones. They work together really well.
Gotcha.
My moon sign is Virgo, so I am very much a super organised control freak. I can't bear it if life gets a bit hectic, if I don't finish my to-do list on time. I have to have everything written down. If I forget something, if I'm late, it drives me crazy. But I've talked to Dee before about fighting the inner Virgo a little bit, because it's sometimes good to just chill out. So what if I forget something? So what if the carpet hasn't been hoovered, or I haven't got that to-do list quite finished? Like, I try not now to let my moon sign emotions dictate me. And I guess that's what I'm trying to say with your moon sign. Okay, so I'm just going to go through quickly what the 12 constellations mean, and they're super brief. So if your moon sign in Aries, you need action challenges in life. You're quite driven, you're a sign of fire, and you need to feel alive. Aries moon signs as well can be quite demanding of attention, so they have to be at the forefront of it all. Taurus, very grounded, needed material comfort, needs to feel safe and secure, likes to actually have possessions and feel very rooted. Mm-hmm. Gemini, the sign of air, they love a chat, they love to journal, they love to document things, they love to get information as well, they're information collectors. Cancer, very soft interior but have this outer shells. Cancers make the best friends, they're super caring, they're super nurturing, but they're very hard to crack. Once you've got Cancer and they trust you, they're the most sensitive, loyal, nurturers. They have this outer shell, so they need a lot of safety and reassurance. Mm-hmm. Leo, the actors, the stage performers, needs to be kind of the centre of attention, needs to be glamorous, and also have to be socially important. But equally, like, social interaction is really important to Leo as well. Virgos, mentioned I'm a Virgo moon sign, needs organisation, order, needs answers and problem solves, which again is why I'm trying to fight the Virgo a little bit. Libra needs peace and harmony, hates conflicts and enjoys equality and a pleasing environment. At Scorpio, now we've talked, I've got Scorpio in my chart, but it's not in my moon sign. Scorpio needs privacy, they're very closed off. But then once they open up, they have very strong bonds. Sagittarius, the explorers, the adventurers, the travellers, the ones that like to see new things, see new people. Capricorn needs to have a legacy or needs to feel like they're making a long-term difference in their life. So they're quite driven. A lot of Capricorns are good with careers or maybe building a home. They need to feel like they're making a difference with things. Aquarius, this is you, Dee.
This is my moon sign, yeah.
Yeah. So it needs friendship, but also needs their individuality. So they need to have that separate space as well.
Yep.
Sociability is part of their life and important, but they also need their space apart. But can be rebellious.
No way.
Would you say?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Pisces. The water sign. Very spiritual, needs fantasy and daydreams. Also the most creative sign as well, Pisces.
I just got a flashback to my teenage years and wanting to be a Pisces.
I've always wanted to be a Pisces.
Have you?
What a lovely sign to have.
It just always sounded so cool when you read about it.
And the most spiritual as well.
Yeah.
Which I think is just lovely. Very relaxed, water, but also emotional. So although the moon sign is important, it's a true happiness balance. It comes with balance of your moon sign. So don't give it too much attention and don't give it too little. Mm-hmm. There are also different signs for different planets. So exactly like the moon, when you're born, all of the other planets, Mars, Venus, Mercury, they are in a position in the zodiac as well, and they are in one of the signs. But each planet has a governing part of your personality. And I'm going to tell you now what each planet will govern. So Mercury is a planet of air. It's a planet of communication and the mind. So the very fact that I'm speaking now and how I'm portraying this is down to my Mercury sign. It's our intelligence and it's very controlling of our thoughts and how we process things. Given that that's what dictates your thinking in your mind, and it's very much the planet of air, when Mercury goes into retrograde, it means that everything in that aspect is not probably functioning. We're not going forwards, we're going back. So that's why we forget things go wrong. It's not unlucky, it's not that the universe is out to get us. They say don't do any deals during that time, don't do any complicated legal matters, don't do any accounts.
sometimes Mercury is in retrograde for months. So it can be hard, can't it? We obviously work for ourselves and our business and stuff. That we're lucky in that we can be a lot more flexible with our time and our tasks and stuff. We totally understand, don't we, that if you work for someone else, if you have a paid job, it can be really hard. You can't always schedule your tasks around the moon and the planets, can you?
I'm sorry, I can't do this report for you.
Mercury's in retrograde.
Mercury's in retrograde.
Be aware that everything might be a bit more of a struggle, and it's not you. You're not cursed. It's just, Yeah.
I was going to say, when Mercury's in retrograde, just make a list and check it twice.
Yeah.
But actually, the other day, because we've just come out of a retrograde, I was looking around getting agitated, and Michael says, why don't you just make a list? And it turned out that was what I was looking for. I'd made the list, being super organised, and then I'd lost the list. And that just sums up Mercury, really, doesn't it? Like
exactly.
So also there is Mars, which is the planet of fire again. So it's action, it's courage, it's the masculine energy, it's your drive, it's your ambition. Quite applicable really to your working life for a lot of people. So it's what motivates you and drives you and moves you forward. We have Venus, which is the opposite to Mars. It's the feminine energy, it's the planet of love and beauty. It's also quite creative, and it kind of portrays how we portray our creativity and our love and all the understanding of what we see is beautiful. I should just say, before I move on now to the ones that are getting further and further away from the Earth, it is those 5, the Sun, the Moon, Mercury, Mars and Venus. Those 5 are the ones really that astrologers take note of, that are the most important because they're close to you.
So they affect us more?
But now we're moving on to the ones that are further away, the slow movers. Mm-hmm. They're less influential and they change less. Jupiter, the planet of luck, growth and abundance. Saturn is the one that is the challenges or restrictions. Uranus is unpredictable changes
it is.
and rebellion. So
I like the idea of a rebellious Uranus.
Yes.
Sorry, we're not 12.
Dee's personality and humour.
You were like, she's got a dry humour. No, I don't. I've just got potty mind and potty mouth.
I was trying to be nice then. Dry sense of humour, dirty sense of humour. Neptune, dreams, your intuition and the mystical planet. And Pluto.
Oh, wait, is Pluto a planet?
It's a planetary body.
Okay, good. That's
Pluto got downgraded.
I know.
Isn't it? And I don't
planetary body sounds nice, yeah.
But for the sake of astrology, they count it.
Yeah.
Transformation and evolution. Pluto changes sign every 15 to 30 years. So when it does change sign, it's quite a big deal. And it's one of those ones that kind of determine sort of a generation or an era.
Oh, I'm so curious about, can I just quickly Google, do you know what Pluto's in at the moment?
No,
Oh my God, I'm just going to Google.
Check.
I'm fascinated now. Which is the zodiac sign for global pandemics?
Yes, that's very true, because we're in the COVID lockdown at the moment. So, interestingly, let's check when Pluto transitions and when it will end.
Oh.
What is it?
Do you want to guess what sign Pluto is in right now?
No.
Oh, well, that ruins my game.
Okay, I'm going to guess Gemini. I don't know why. It's just the first one that popped in.
Scorpio.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, the stinger.
Uh-huh. And then Neptune. The Neptune at the moment, which I think is very much linked to what's going on, is in Pisces. Because I feel like all the stuff that's been going on recently has sparked this new trend towards being more self-aware. There's so much more talk about self-care than there was 5-10 years ago.
There's a lot more spirituality there.
Yeah, so I wonder...
And Neptune is the planet of being intuitive and mystical, and Pisces fits that perfectly. It sits really well. Have a look at your chart. Again, it's on our website, weleavethemoon.co.uk, and get to know all the different signs in that chart as well. And I like to also check out other people's.
If you haven't at some point Googled your compatibility or done some kind of compatibility check with a partner, if you claim that you haven't, I call bullshit, right? Because we've all done it.
Look at your partner's signs and see how they're compatible with yours, or your friends' signs as well. 'Cause it really helps you get an understanding of people. And it's not in a judgy way, or, you know, the one thing about astrology is that they say it's not set in stone, it's a guide.
Of course.
Whether you choose to follow that guide or let it influence you is another matter. And when astrologers point out that, you know, this year you're going to find love, or this year you're going to have money, or this year is not a great year to be married, they're just saying what the planets are aligned to do for in your favour. But you don't have to listen to that. It just means that fate, life, is a little bit easy flowing if you take that direction at this time.
And it might be more of effort to
go a different
way. Exactly.
But that's not to say that you won't go a different way.
I find it really good, you know, talking about researching other people's signs. And I have to admit, I haven't been so stalkery as to look at like people's moon signs as well and their, you know, other planets. But I kind of find, especially with partners, people that you have to spend a lot of time with and do a lot of things jointly, it helps manage expectations. Like my partner's a Gemini, which is a great sign. Like Geminis are great. They're chatty, they're fun, but they can be hard work because of that two sides of them. And that's not to say like two-faced. That's not at all.
They're very airy. So their direction in talking can also shift quite quickly.
Exactly.
Does that sound like him?
Yeah, because my partner has ADHD.
Right.
Which is basically, if a condition had a star sign, it would be, you know, ADHD in Gemini. What's Michael moon sign?
He is a Taurus, which is the same as my sun sign. So his inner personality is very the same as my outer. And his sun sign is Aries. So they're very close together, like his fire and earth.
Yeah.
Which, I'd say matches him perfectly. He's very driven, he's very sort of career focused, and he's very Aries. But he likes the stability, he likes his roots, and that matches me a little bit as well. But there's aspects in our chart which is completely opposite. One thing to also note as well, we talked about your friend saying that she thought she was a Libra and was convinced she had it somewhere in her sign. There are some times when you're born, but you're right on the cusp of the sign. So we talked about the sun sign changing every month and the moon sign changing every 2 to 2.5 days. If it doesn't quite match, someone I was talking to has sun sign Taurus, but actually feel like they should have been a Gemini because they're right on the cusp of when it changed.
And haven't they changed the dates as well? They've changed. I think that there's a movement to change the dates that cover each zodiac sign now.
They might have.
So
it makes sense because things do have to be moved a little bit.
Yeah.
Stay in track.
So look at signs either side of yours, especially if you're...
Exactly. If you're born around the 20s, something of each month, particularly with the sun sign, you'd be right on the cusp of it changing. There's another person I know. She is a Aries. Just a few days earlier, she would have been a Pisces. And they're so opposite. Not only are they opposite in water and fire, negative and positive, one is cardinal, one is mutable, but they're also very opposite ends of the wheel, and she finds that they fight each other a little bit. Sometimes she's a Pisces, sometimes she's an Aries.
Oh, that's weird. Looking into your birth chart, you might find bits that ring truer to you. Maybe your sign in Venus is the one that leads you more than any of the others, because that's, you know, so it's really exciting, isn't it? Start reading into the other signs.
There is a section we're going to do, and hopefully if we get a second series, I'll talk more about how you can, from your birth chart, do a quick calculation as to how many signs you have in the water element, how many signs you have in fire, and how many positive signs, which is the masculine, and how many feminine signs you have. You can do an overall calculation, and from that you can see which element you have more of and which element you have less. If you're more masculine, if you're more feminine. And by having that overall picture as well kind of dictates a little bit about you.
Oh, that's so interesting.
I have no air at all in any of my planets. And I do struggle to find my words and communicate. And I blame that because I have no air. So that's a really interesting one as well. So hopefully that has explained moon signs to you. Mm-hmm. Did you find that okay, Dee? You got any questions if I missed anything?
No, I think we've gone above and beyond there.
Oh, okay, lovely. So have a play around on finding out your signs on our website. Our next one Dee is hosting, which is all going to be about
when the moon goes into different zodiac signs. So I'm sure you've heard phrases like full moon in Aquarius or new moon in Capricorn. But what does that mean actually when you have a different new moon or full moon in different zodiac signs? What does that mean in terms of your general mood, or what should you be focusing on? Got examples of like oils and, you know, affirmations for the different times. What rituals might you want to do, or ceremonies, etc., etc. So yeah, we're gonna have some fun with that, and what it means when you've got a new moon or a full moon in your own sign. Super exciting.
Which links maybe a little bit to the signs we've talked about now.
Yeah, definitely,
so
definitely.
Really nicely.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone, well, thank you for listening to me.
Oh, that was so fascinating. Thank you so much, Tracey.
Thank you, Dee.
All right.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed that and you want more from us, why don't you head over to our Patreon page, patreon.com/We Knew the Moon, and check out some bonus content.
Also, if you want to stay up to date, you can follow us on our Facebook page at we.knew.the.moon. If you could leave us a review on our Facebook page, that would mean a lot.
Our Instagram handle is the same as our Facebook, at we.knew.the.moon. We are on Twitter at We Knew the Moon 1, and we are also on Pinterest. Just search for We Knew the Moon.
Finally, if you want lots more fun, moon info, and all things spiritual, plus our lovely shop, please visit our website, wenewthemoon.co.uk.